So I feel like it's very clear that right now people are really focused on create like authenticity, like specifically with that. But I understand, you do have to lean into what's happening. You can't stop where it's going. So, even though it's not positive, I think they're working on getting there.
But I think that speaks to like what we still keep saying though anyway though is that brands have to adapt. You have to evolve. You have to get with the times. Like whether we like it or not, you can have an opinion on it. It's here to stay.
Hey, everybody, welcome to B3 Byte Universe and our sixth episode where we dive into the data driven world of media, technology, and culture. I'm Brika Folks-Bell, one of the three co founders of B3 Media Solutions.
And I'm Sarah Booth, Senior Social Media Analyst here at B3 Media Solutions.
And I'm Taylor Smith. I am the Social Media Manager at B3 Media Solutions and a Social Catalyst.
And together we represent three generations, Gen X, Gen Y, and Gen Z, bringing you diverse perspectives to our analysis of digital trends and insights.
And in each episode, we'll break down the latest in data, culture, tech, media, and sound bites that are shaping our digital landscape today.
Once a month, we will bring you all the bites. So let's dive into our sixth episode of ByteSized.
What do we have today, Taylor?
What are we talking about?
All right, y'all. I know y'all saw it everywhere. So remember when last year in 2024, Coca-Cola dropped their holiday ad and it was made with AI. So
Yes.
This year, despite the backlash, they decided to do the exact same thing. And
double down.
They doubled down. And so with that being said, it is a huge conversation right now. There is still tons of backlash. So I took a look on our tool Talk Walker to just kind of see like what the conversation has been in the last 7 days. So in the last 7 days, it has had 137,000 mentions and 2.4 million engagements. And the sentiment, I will say, because it's the quick search, I can't change the sentiment. And I thought actually this was very interesting. So the sentiment that it reports is 31.6% negative, but also a lot of the positive sentiment that it is reporting is actually on X, and it's of people who are having positive things to say about other brands and like not using AI, right? So that's where it's like a little bit
being pulled in.
Search. But then to the other point, there's a lot of positive conversation happening about other brands in relation to this this ad. So the ad required 100 staff and it had 70,000 AI generated clips to make the ad. And of course, like I said, this was after the 2024 Christmas ad scandal. And so they sought out actually the same exact studio to do the job. So like a double down because they didn't actually even change a thing. And so we also kind of saw the main quote. There was a conference held kind of about, and the AI chief spoke, but the main quote that we got was, "We need to keep moving forward and pushing the envelope. The genie is out of the bottle and you're not going to put it back in." And that was in response to the AI backlash. So what are the thoughts?
Dude, I just remember in the 80s, those classic Coke ads. They were awesome as a kid because you did have like the polar bear, you had Santa, they were real. And I can see why one tweet that we saw on X, the user called it janky, uncontrollable garbage. And then another called it ugly, lifeless slop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm just seeing a number of people just like really tending to go with those non-AI alternatives, even with claymation. So I feel like it's very clear that right now people are really focused on create like authenticity, like specifically with that. But I understand, you do have to lean into what's happening. You can't stop where it's going. So, even though it's not positive, I think they're working on getting there. And they might, if they continue going down this avenue, they might make it there one day, but just not right now.
Yeah. And I mean, I can speak for all of us. Like, we all are advocates of, creativity, artistry, and like supporting the arts. Exactly, Taylor. So it's like, on one hand, yes, I agree. Like, let's, you gotta get with the times and kind of figure out how you can, capitalize off what's happening, because it's not going anywhere. We know that it's already said and done. It's happening. It's here. So with that, on the flip side, how can you as a brand or a creator or whoever you are, use what's at our disposal to your advantage versus, I don't know, the latter. I feel Coca-Cola is a huge brand. Yeah. So people are looking at it already from a different lens of like, you guys have all this money and all these resources. Why not continue to support the people who have, worked on your ads since the 80s and have done all these great and amazing things? Like, why use this fake, generative creativity funnel just for the sake of using it? So I get both sides. But to that point, it just goes to show that we need that human, element behind the stuff that we put out, because it's like people, I don't know how it's going to look, at a year's time or 5 years or 10 years. But as of right now, people definitely are like not taking a liking to these AI created commercials, campaigns, or, whatever you want to call it. So
I think even as a creator, like, you do feel a certain way, which is why like a lot of people in Hollywood are up in arms about it. You feel a certain way.
I feel a way.
You don't have exactly. You don't have actors. You don't have people that are actually in the ad. They use animals. So to their credit, the only person that they used was the Santa.
Yeah.
So to their credit, they only use one person. But the animals that they use, they even looked weird. Like,
they looked, it was so.
But they did learn from last year.
Right. Even if this was what the learning looked like. And I think to that point that you made, Sarah, as well, a nod to Lead Hers. We actually just filmed a Lead Hers episode this morning. Check it out. And we do this industry crystal ball. And so just kind of, we ask our guests, what they think the future of the industry is going to look like. And she brought up a great point. That was literally the exact same point that I was feeling was within this discussion, was that brands are definitely going to take a stance. And Coca-Cola is taking the stance. Like, they, even to the point we're saying, like, unfortunately, y'all, they really just said, who gonna check me, boo?
Right.
About their AI. I mean, truly, right? And so it's going to reach this point where it's going to be one or the other. People are going to either fully lean in and decide that that the cost efficiency and that the ease is going to be their main priority, or selling to the whole the hearts and the souls and the emotions of humans is going to be their ticket in. And I don't really know how that looks. I don't know what type of mini war that's going to start in media, and I don't know how many people really are that offended, because the last one of the things that the AI chief said was that their Coca-Cola ad 2024 was actually the most successful they'd ever seen. So I'm wondering what the measurement of success is there. They didn't really say. I'm wondering if the measurement of success is sales. I'm wondering if the measurement of success is like, impressions and exposure and things like that, because this is a conversation that we've had. And this is a point that I've always loved that Sarah made in one of the episodes we had, I think it was episode 4, was, is it doing well because it's uncanny, or is it doing well because people are resonating with it? And so I think that just continues to be the question, right? Of course, people are talking about it. It got, what did I say? It got 137,000 mentions in 7 days. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Of course, people are having the discussion. So once it settles out, it will be interesting to see what the true sentiment about it is and whether it really does stop sales. Do you not buy a Coca-Cola because they did an AI ad? I don't know.
But I don't know what our audience thinks. I mean, do you think AI ads, are they naughty or nice? That was my Christmas plug.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, realistically, we're really just seeing like major brands. And that is the other thing. Like, I think to the point Sarah also made, Coca-Cola has been making these Christmas ads that evoke emotion over so much time. So I think that there's just of course, a larger disappointment from straying away from that, right? And I think we've also talked about Gap in the past, and Gap has been doing their ad over a period of time, right? And so people really resonate with the nostalgia, and I think that there is a stripping away of that when people don't feel connected, you know, to the process of how the ad is being made. And we talk about nostalgia almost every day here because, you know, that it's just a tool that works.
It works.
It literally just works. That's the end of story. So yeah, I think that we're seeing like more so major brands kind of just like test the boundaries of creativity and, you know, see what the audience says and take it into accountability, or maybe not. Like literally, maybe not the way, you know, I mean, like we said,
the way Coke did that, I mean, they're just like, yeah, it's done.
Yeah,
we're doing this, and y'all are gonna get over it. And sorry if you don't like it,
right?
we tried to do better, but this is going to happen.
Yeah. So no, literally that. So I think that this is an interesting conversation because I feel like it's not one where it's like we can even say, right, like as people who do this, like, brand should do this. It's really just more of a conversation where it's like, we are going to see what happens. Yeah, we're going to see it, and we're going to see how people resonate with it, and like hopefully have a little bit more context and data over time of how it resonates with people. But it's so new that it's like, you know, the brands are going to take a stance and we're going to watch.
I'm sitting back with my popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, let's see how it plays out.
Exactly.
So that's what I had for the quick bite today.
Awesome.
Love it.
So Sarah, kick us off. Like, this is the fun part because I'm trying to win.
Okay, so I came up with a game called the Social Sprint. So please slow me down or have me repeat if it doesn't make sense, but I think it will. Okay. So essentially what this game is, it's a social strategy sprint segment where each one of you, Taylor and Barika, are going to have 3 minutes to pitch a follow-up strategy to a campaign that just happened last month in October. So I was like, you know, Barika just mentioned before this, you guys, that she wants to win. And I was like, you know, like you might have a chance this time. So how 10
years on me.
So how I'm gonna basically
it's a Gen Z focused campaign. I don't know.
A little bit, but you'll still understand it. It'll be fair. But basically, I think the way I'm gonna decide on who the winner is whose strategy leans closest to the actual strategy campaign that happened by the brand. That was done by the brand. So I'm going to tell you that after the fact. I'm going to give you what the campaign was, and then how you basically are going to pitch to the audience and myself. 3 minutes. I'm going to ask these questions, give your best response based on your knowledge and expertise on how you would respond as the brand, essentially.
Okay.
So a little background. This happened back in October of 2025. Axe, the men's brand, the deodorant, you know, cologne spray, basically responded to a TikTok creator by the name of Emily. I'm hoping I'm getting her last name correctly. Zugay, who intentionally creates bad designs for brands. So bad logos, things like that. So that's how she kind of blew up. So she posted a viral mock redesign of Axe, which garnered over 5 million views on TikTok and 500,000 likes. So basically, I am going to actually walk you through all these questions. I can start with you, Taylor, if you'd like, or if you want Brika to start. Like I said, you have 3 minutes, so I'll be looking at the clock. And then I'll just ask you these questions and just give me your best response on how you, like, what would your social strategy response be as Axe the brand to this viral moment and video, essentially? Like, what would you do with this piece of content or campaign to, further capitalize on it on your social platforms? So Taylor, you want to start?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll walk you through questions. I'm not just throwing you in the fire. Okay, so let's start with the easy part of this. Which platforms would you focus on if you were to respond to this as Axe the brand?
TikTok.
Okay, so you're just TikTok primarily.
Yes, TikTok. But do I need to explain why?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay, I would probably focus on TikTok because TikTok has, more of a meme culture, and I've seen. If I have not seen this particular creator's things, I've seen similar things. And so, yes, if I was making any type of response, it would be on TikTok. Now, it also depends on in what faith that response is. Because if I am playing along with the creators,
so this kind of gets,
then yes.
That actually kind of gets to my next question of like, what kind of content would you post? Would it be, a meme duet? Would it be a BTS clip, reaction video? Yeah. What kind of response would you want to create?
Okay. I would 100% community management in the comments. Now, if I had to actually make a piece of content and post it, I think I would more than likely, I feel like I would partner with the creator. Like, I don't know that I would necessarily like do anything with their content, more so than if I felt like it was something that was catchy and like was really a moment, I would partner with the creator specifically to create an actual collaboratory piece of content.
Okay.
That made sense.
Yeah, it does. My next question is, you kind of answered the creator strategy. So that would be your strategy standpoint. What KPI focus or which data point would you focus on and track as the main KPI? Would it be engagement rate? Would it be UGC volume? Would it be sentiment, conversions?
KPI, I would I think I would focus on conversions first and foremost, because if I'm putting my money into collaborating with a creator, I'm hoping
on the paid ad. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to convert to sales. But I think otherwise, I would probably focus on sentiment.
Okay.
Just because
you have like 1 more minute.
Yeah. I'm talking a long time. Y'all know this. Okay. I would focus on sentiment because I think that the original like piece of creation or piece of ad or whatever is meant to evoke like funniness and like and like positivity. So
so that's your goal, is to just kind of like build on that brand sentiment, that brand
what's already happening. Yeah.
Okay. I guess my last question is, what would be your creative hook? What's your one-line idea for a follow-up campaign? And that could tie back into the partnership that you would have with that creator. It obviously is not gonna be perfect, just whatever comes to mind.
Oh my gosh, I literally don't know.
I'm giving you a little bit more time, so I'll give Brika a little bit more time.
I would probably like go the route of like, this logo may stink, but like you don't have to.
That's actually really good.
Love it. That was good.
That was actually really good. I love that.
You guys, I promise I did not give her this ahead of time. So
actually.
All right, Brika,
is it hot in here?
Brika, you're up next.
We're gonna have to repeat these questions because I
absolutely will. I do not expect you to remember it. So the first question was, as the brand Axe or the campaign manager, social media manager, what platform would you double down on next and why?
So I definitely would have responded on TikTok because she's on TikTok, but I probably would have put it on other channels, particularly like just Instagram and X, just because it would be fun, maybe even Threads, because they can have fun play. I think I've seen brands like change their logo with her before because they will like use it as a takeover. So as Axe, I probably would like do something fun like that since she responded to me.
Okay. So you kind of answered the second question of what type of content should they produce, they being Axe. UGC challenge, creator collab, live Q&A.
No, I would definitely do Taylor is exactly dead on. I would have done a collaboration with her. I would have done I think I'll steal a page from how Spirit Halloween, that meme came about. Like they got into the conversation. So I would take, I would have created something like a limited drop with her, like with that information, because it just like, it would be funny and anybody who knew would know. And if you didn't know, then you'd be like, what is this horrible X? Like,
still generate some conversation.
Because it would also generate conversation. So like, not only am I collaborating with her, like we're going to sell a product together and we're going to use your marketing for it. And like that, I like how Spirit Halloween kind of took over that meme thing. I would do the same thing.
Yeah, that was actually a really smart
We
strategy.
got that.
KPI focus. So what data point would you track as the main KPI? Engagement rate or conversion?
So for the content or for the influencer? Like
I would say the campaign as a whole. So maybe like the content itself. Yeah. Like if you were to get into a partnership with her at that point, what would be the main KPI that you would want to track as far as?
If it was sales, I would be tracking like how much she was able to drive sales.
Based on what your decision was. So you just said you want to do like a paid collab post with her.
If I was doing a paid collab post with her, it would definitely be like sentiment and engagements. Only because I want to know what people like, how people are responding to this. And I also want to know how many people are responding to this.
Yeah. Okay, great. And last question, what is your creative hook, one-line idea for a follow-up campaign if you were to see this? You have 30 seconds. I would have a lot to live up to.
I know, right? I know that was such a great one. Like I really I would go this or that. So ask this, not that. And I would just like kind of like
I actually like this. I like that.
I was like, that would be my creative.
Perfect. Nice and sweet. Well, that was perfect. So we're time. Great job, both of you. Honestly, you guys kind of had like similar, strategies in mind. So
mind you, I've literally learned everything I've ever known from Barika. So yeah.
There you go. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. So before I get into what Axe actually did, I will first share who the winner was. And again, this is based on who leaned closest to the actual strategy that took place. Love the drum roll. Love it. And the winner is Barika.
Oh my God, you guys. Okay.
I love the sound effects, you guys. We're just getting better and better with the
we are.
Okay. So going back to what Axe actually did. So first, the platform that they focused on they stayed on TikTok because that's where it actually happened. So you guys both got that right. And Barika hit it on the head because they also took it to Instagram Reels with the creator-led humor aspect of it, because that's essentially what the creator, touches on in terms of her brand designs. Content expansion. They posted meme duets, BTS clips, and reaction videos from the actual TikTok creator herself.
Wow.
So she basically, and I can send these to you guys later, we might pop it up on here, but she basically like reacted as if she didn't know that this collaboration was happening, kind of thing, and was just like, oh, like, let me put together this, new idea for Axe. And I think that's kind of what her content is. I have to look back and before I confirm that, but that's kind of what she does. She kind of plays with the brands and acts surprised as if like, oh, like I was just doing this like for fun kind of thing. What they also did was, and you guys kind of both touched on it, but it wasn't a part of your particular content strategy, but they actually did a limited edition can at Walmart.
Walmart is at Walmart.
Wow.
Yes.
That's what
And I actually can't forget the best part. The actual logo was an image of an axe, by the way. So it was an axe on a can, which I will send to you guys because it was hilarious and I couldn't believe it. But yeah, so it was an image of an axe. And the
logos are so bad.
and the community engagement aspect of it was just pretty much encouraging UGC of bad redesigns with the brand replies, which boosted 600% engagement week over week.
Wow.
And they did, of course, have paid behind it. So that amplified, not only their audience, but the creators' audience. So extended reach across both their channels. And they measured, again, going back to the TikTok, they measured views, which was a 5 million, record sell-through on Walmart.com, and positive sentiment spike. So this really showed real, ROI from social listening agility because they chose to partner with this creator just simply based on that particular post.
Wow.
So yeah, great job. The reason why obviously Brika, won Taylor is because of, the content the channels that she chose and leaned on, and just the overall strategy of, capitalizing on trying to hopefully make money off of it eventually. But
I'm actually surprised because that's the first brand that I've heard that she's done that with.
Yeah.
Because she's done that. We were campaigning with Spirit Halloween to get her to redo the Spirit Halloween logo. And so when they did it, we were super excited about that. Yeah. And so the fact that they actually did that's what I would have loved to do. It's let's do an animatronic, or let's do something with she redid the Crypt Keeper. And so she did a bad job with it. But it would have been really fun to make it into something that people could buy and purchase. And so I think X did an awesome job. That was a great game.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sarah, that was a great game.
I knew you guys would enjoy it. I was like, let me do something fun where they can kind of get their creative juices flowing.
No, I loved it. Oh my goodness.
So great job, guys. And I actually dropped the Instagram in the link if you just want to check it out. One of the reels, but they did several posts. So
well, thank you, Sarah, for the game. Now it's time to dive into our actual full bite. And this is something that I think you guys, you know that I've been kind of writing about this and really focused on this because I think it's really important to brands in general. But right now there's this battle between tech and commerce world right before Black Friday. So Amazon is going head to head with Perplexity AI over AI-driven shopping. So, and we've seen a number of tech disruptions that's happening from Uber, Airbnb. But right now, this is a moment where AI agents are actually blurring the lines between users, bots, and platforms. So getting to the point, Perplexity's browser comment allows agents, AI agents, to browse, compare, and even buy products autonomously like a personal shopper, but on steroids. So Amazon is no, I'm not having that. We need receipts. So they have sued Perplexity this week and said that they are violating terms by covertly accessing customer accounts and disguising AI activity as human browsing. But Perplexity is pushing back and they call it bullying, saying that it's just innovative agentic AI that are helping users to shop efficiently. So from your perspective, how do you see that this is blurring the boundaries of affecting traditional customer journey that Amazon controls?
I think it's just that Amazon typically controls this space, right? Yeah. And it was funny, around just the they have, and clearly they have a monopoly on this space. I literally was telling Cameron, when we were ordering our Halloween stuff, and we were working with our client and talking about obsession and how people are obsessed with instant gratification, and that's why they Amazon, I was telling her, I was like, I think it's crazy that like nobody else can even really penetrate this space. And I think Perplexity penetrated the space.
Yep.
And,
Fight back. So
yeah, so I think that's interesting. I think I don't know what it looks like. Brika, you're gonna have to enlighten me a little bit more.
I mean,
shopping.
So what's happening?
Look like.
So what's happening is the AI doesn't just suggest, but it acts on your behalf. So it's negotiating and then purchasing on your behalf.
Wow.
So it's like, for instance, if you're doing a Black Friday, if you want to like shop around and you don't want to do anything, I can just set a Perplexity agent, which relies on scrape data.
Right.
And it will do all of my negotiating, shopping, and find me the best places. But that is something that Amazon says violates its fraud statutes. So this could lead to like a walled garden where Amazon could actually block independent AI systems so that they can protect their ecosystem.
Got it.
And I don't know, like how, like one of the things that I want to do is like see how customers feel. Are they talking about it? Like I haven't bought anything through that way. Have like either of you guys like bought something through AI yet?
No, I think that's gonna be interesting on its own. I think Amazon, like I guess I get what Amazon's saying in the fact that they rely on like people wanting to like spend time on the app to spend time on their app, to search, to look at the suggestions and look at the suggestions again and look at the suggestions of those suggestions. I know this because this is my experience. I be on Amazon. And so if I guess I hear what they're saying in the fact that completely disrupts their user journey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to go to Amazon. I can just go to OpenAI or Perplexity. So even look at the partnership that Walmart has. You know, they have integrated ChatGPT into the browsing and buying directly, which is really a collaboration and very user friendly. And I don't have to go to the Walmart. I can just say, hey, I'm looking for Kleenex and I like the cheapest one, and they would serve me whatever.
Yeah.
And that's why I wrote the article. So I will plug my article because it's called The Great Funnel Collapse. And I really talk about how OpenAI's features like the instant checkout are collapsing the funnel. So instead of you having to go through all of these steps, I go to one place, ask my question, and it pulls up all of this information. And Amazon and this Perplexity fight is just a text case for autonomy on the internet. If AI agents will serve users friendly, or will platforms like Amazon begin to wall them off so they can control their revenue? I don't know. Sarah, what do you think that brands can learn about coexisting with these like AI agents?
I mean, I think, and I might be totally out of pocket. I don't know if this even ties. Maybe it does, and you'll let me know, Brika, because I feel like you're more well-versed right now with AI and like social listening. But I feel they need to, it all goes back to, again, like their brand identity and their brand strategy, and making sure everything's aligned, even when it comes to like SEO, for example. Like, why not lean into like, how can I as a brand capitalize off of this? Like, because it could be as simple as, instead of, I don't know, Perplexity's AI system or agent gearing them towards another brand, why not have several options for Perplexity to hopefully pull in terms of like products that a consumer is looking for, the cheapest product, but you might have it on your storefront. But the only way I think that the tool, and I don't know how the tool works, and maybe you can like speak to that a little bit more, Brika, but and the tool can, essentially pull in that data, because on the back end, their SEO is up to date, or their social content is up to date. And like, they're using keywords that basically can allow the system and algorithm to, flag and bring up to the forefront in the searches. So I don't think, go ahead.
No, I think you're right in that the brands really do have to embrace it, because like, as like, especially if Perplexity wins this case. Like they are now proving the case for it to be okay, but they are doing something where they're scraping, and that does violate Amazon's terms. So rather than doing something that I feel
would hurt
loses trust in consumers,
Yeah.
like working with them, like if they would have had a collaboration maybe and actually work together, it might be something that would add to their business versus like take away from their business. But on the flip side of that, I think that Amazon likes having you on their website. Like the longer that you're there, the more likely you're going to buy something. They want you to browse through all of the things. This really cuts them out, and that time that you spend on their website down to a minimum because you just went there to get what you want. It's like, y'all know, you go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, like, you know, that line all the way up to the, like they have all these things. Amazon is like that to me.
And you just hit it on the head too of like, because I know Amazon has their own AI capabilities. I think it's called Rufus AI. I know because I use it sometimes, but not for shopping purposes, but like to find things on the mobile platform that I just can't find easily. So maybe that's something to speak to, but they could, you know, like you said, partner with Perplexity or something and integrate something that is, you know, just more conducive, that helps the consumer, but also helps their brand. Because if their goal is, which I agree with you, is to keep the consumer on the platform or app for as long as they would like, then you know, connect or partner with a company that these consumers are actually like using, if that's actually the use case and if that's actually true, which sounds like it is if they're, you know, having a lawsuit against them. But I agree with that. I mean, even if they do end up losing and Amazon ends up winning, because I don't know like what that's looking like so far, it might be too early to even predict. I just still don't think that it's going to go away. I think they're going to have more of the new set of problems that they're going to have to deal with and combat. So it's like, why not rethink how to deal with that? So
yeah, 100%. I fully agree with you on that, Sarah. And I think it's the partnering allows for them to control it in a way. For example, very small example, ChatGPT. Use ChatGPT. It's going to keep suggesting things to you to keep you on the platform. Right. You may, you know, if you're one done, you just got what you needed, that's fine. But it's gonna say, do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do that? Do you want me to do that? And I think that Amazon, unfortunately, is missing an opportunity to, even if there's a way to integrate having somebody on the platform for longer, even in a way like that, they're missing that, because it's like you said, Sarah, it's not going to go away. More cases are going to come up. A different company is going to do the same thing because they just didn't see them. You know, so I definitely agree that I think that if they were to lean into partnering, that they would have a little bit more control and maybe find like a balance for what the things that they're looking for. Because I also agree. I mean, obviously you want people on your platform for long enough. That is like the algorithm of most platforms, regardless of whether it's social media, Amazon, chat, like that's people want you to use the platform, right? I also think it's really interesting that, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I think it's really interesting in today's episode, we in the first half we were like, ooh, y'all gonna lean into AI, and then in the second half we were like, y'all better lean into AI.
But that, you know, that's actually funny and true. But I think that speaks to like what we still keep saying though anyway, though, is that brands have to adapt. You have to evolve. You have to get with the times. Like whether we like it or not, you can have an opinion on it. It's here to stay. How can you capitalize off of it? I think that's like the biggest, like, you know,
I think brands actually should really begin testing like hybrid. And that's kind of what Coca-Cola to me is doing, and some of the other brands that are doing it. So like Walmart integrating AI, they still have human oversight for like high stake purchases, like very profile, but brands will need to really start using social listening to kind of monitor tech trust narratives. And if there are issues like, you know, what we are seeing with the ads, like Nike's ads, like when anxiety or negativity, any of that spikes, you need to be able to prioritize that over, just having it. So AI should just not only enhance it, it's not replacing the shopping experience.
Yeah.
So I think that they have to figure out a hybrid way to work with them versus, but Perplexity is violating their terms.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that has to be overcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I also think to the point, like, it really is the social listening. You hit it on the head, Brika, of course. And like monitoring tech trust is going to be just dependent on the brand. Because literally, like we said just today, we were like, ew, Coca-Cola, what are you doing? And then we were like, ooh, no, Amazon, it seems like it's a good idea for you, right? And it really depends on the audience and the platform that you are working with. And it's like, it's not going to be a one size fits all. At all. And so I think that the more people look at it that way, the harder time they're gonna have reaching whatever specific audience they're trying to reach.
So wrapping it up, I think that the key learnings for brands is that this Amazon Perplexity is not just a lawsuit, it's really more of a wake-up call, because they have to understand that AI agents are right now collapsing those funnels and blurring the boundaries. So they need to begin investing in ethical data practices, Perplexity, and collaborative integrations in order to stay ahead. So monitoring media dynamics to manage trust, that's the social listening part. And remember that in this agentic future that we are quickly approaching, the goal is to serve the user first. Or we have platforms like Amazon that dominate, and we'll start creating those walled gardens. So with that, I am done with the full bite. I hope you got enough to eat.
Yeah, and it was yummy.
Way more. Love that.
Well, we had a great episode today. We were
and once again, AI was at the top of it.
At the top. Yeah, that's our theme for today. Down. All right, Sarah. What did we talk about?
So to wrap it up, I mean, we explored Coca-Cola's AI backlash yet again for another holiday season. We also played a very exciting game where our fellow analysts, Taylor and Barika, got to come up with their own social strategy in response to Emily, the TikTok creator's bad design logo for apps. So definitely was a really fun one for today. And then lastly, we wrapped it up again with talking about AI and Amazon's lawsuit against Perplexity, basically doing what they shouldn't be doing and scraping their data and giving info to consumers based on their products and user experience. So if you loved today's episode as much as we did, I will pass it on to Taylor, who will give you more information.
Yeah, you guys can always, of course, like, comment, subscribe. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear all the things you want us to talk about. There's so much to sift through in the marketing and data world, and we just love to yap about it. So we are always open to suggestions. And with that, I'll pass it over to Barika.
Thank you guys so much for joining the 6th episode of ByteSized, and we'll see you here next month for another ByteSized deep dive. But in the meantime, make sure you connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, as well as you can always visit us at our new website, which you will be seeing soon, www.b3mediasolutions.com. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.